The beauty and importance of Glacier National Park. In Glacier National Park, the morning sun lights up a clear lake that reflects the high snow-capped mountains around it. The air is cool and smells like pine, while fields of colorful wildflowers stretch across the hills. Far off, mountain goats stand on cliffs, and an eagle glides overhead in an open sky. As you walk, you hear waterfalls and streams flowing nearby, and everything feels quiet and wild. When the sun sets behind the mountains, the park glows with soft light and starts to appear, making it all feel magical. Hello. Glacier National Park is one of the most stunning and peaceful places you could ever visit. It's more than just a destination for adventure. It's a symbol of nature at its best and a reminder for why we need to protect the world around us. Today I'm going to take you on a journey through Glacier National Park. We'll explore its fascinating history, breathtaking scenery, and fun activities it has to offer, and the efforts being made to protect it for future generations. By the end of this, I hope you'll see Glacier not just as a park, but as a place worth cherishing and preserving. Let's start with the history of Glacier National Park. Long before it became a park, this land was home to Native American tribes, especially the Blackfeet. For them, this place was sacred. It wasn't just land, it was a source of life and a connection to something bigger. They hunted here, traded goods, and held spiritual ceremonies. They lived in harmony with the land, respecting it as a gift. In 1910, the U.S. government recognized the importance of protecting this area and made Glacier a national park. Back then, the goal was to preserve its beauty and wildlife for future generations. Trails and lodges were built to make it easier for people to visit and enjoy. Later in 1932, Glacier joined forces with Waterton Lakes National Park in Canada to form the world's first international peace park. This park represents the shared commitment of two nations to protect nature and work together. Glacier is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which shows how special and valuable it is on a global scale. Now let's talk about what makes Glacier so unique. The park is filled with towering mountains, deep valleys, and clear lakes that make it look like glass. These landscapes were shaped thousands of years ago by glaciers. The glaciers carved the valleys and fed the lakes, creating the park's dramatic beauty. But here's the hard truth. The glaciers that gave the park its name are disappearing. Climate change is causing them to melt, and scientists say they could be gone in just a few decades. This isn't just about losing the glaciers, it's about the impact on the entire ecosystem. The streams and lakes fed by the glaciers are critical for plants and animals, and without them, the balance of life in the park will change. Glacier is also home to an incredible variety of plants and animals. You can find grizzly bears, moose, mountain goats, and even tiny wildflowers that thrive in the harshest conditions. Each part of this ecosystem plays a role in keeping the park healthy and vibrant. One of the best ways to experience Glacier is by exploring it yourself. The Going to the Sun Road is one of the most famous drives in the world. This 50-mile road winds through valleys and mountains, offering jaw-dropping views at every turn. For those who love hiking, it's a dream come true. Along the way, you'll see iconic spots like Logan Pass and Lake McDonald, where the water reflects the sky and mountains like a perfect mirror. Trails like the Highline Trail and the Grinnell Glacier Trail offer amazing views, chances to see wildlife, and the quiet beauty of untouched nature. There are hikes for everyone, from beginners to experienced adventurers. Camping is another activity in Glacier, where you can stay at a campground or head into the backcountry. There's nothing like falling asleep under a sky of stars and waking up to the sound of nature. But that's not all. You can go boating on Lake McDonald, fish in the park streams, or join a ranger program to learn more about the plants, animals, and history of the park. In winter, Glacier turns into a snowy wonderland where you can go snowshoeing or cross-country skiing. While Glacier offers so much to visitors, it's facing serious challenges. Climate change is the biggest threat, causing glaciers to melt and ecosystems to shift. Increased tourism also brings problems like litter, pollution, and overcrowding. Thankfully, there are efforts to protect the park. Rangers and scientists are working on projects to restore native plants, protect wildlife, and teach visitors how to take care of the park. Glacier also partners with Waterton Lakes National Park in Canada to share research and find ways to keep their ecosystems healthy. It's up to all of us. By visiting responsibly, following the Leave No Trace principles, and supporting conservation efforts, we can make a difference. Glacier's future depends on what we do today. We need to take care of this park so future generations can enjoy its beauty. This means supporting conservation programs, spreading awareness about climate change, and visiting the park in ways that don't harm it. When you visit Glacier, it's more than just a trip. It's a chance to connect with nature and be part of something bigger. Every time we choose to care for places like Glacier, we help ensure They'll still be here for our children and grandchildren. In conclusion, Glacier National Park is more than just a beautiful place. It's a piece of history, a natural wonder, and a reminder of how important it is to protect the world around us. From its sacred past with native tribes to its breathtaking landscapes and efforts to save it, Glacier inspires us to do better. I'll leave you with this thought. When we stand in a place like Glacier, we're reminded of how small we are and how big the world is. Let's work together to keep this park wild, beautiful, and full of life, so it can continue to inspire people for generations to come. Thank you. This has been my speech on Glacier National Park. My name is Jasmine Brown, and I hope you enjoyed.